Question 19. The point P has coordinates 3, 4. The point Q has coordinates A, B. A line perpendicular to PQ is given by the equation 3x plus 2y is 7. Find an expression for B in terms of A. There's quite a bit of knowledge you need to know to solve this question that we will go over as we go through it. But one of the first things you need to know is that if two lines are perpendicular, their gradients multiply to -1. So this line, the gradient of this line here, multiplied by the gradient of the line that PQ is on, their gradients will equal -1. So my first step is to take 3x plus 2y is 7 and work out what the gradient is, what's the steepness of the line. To do that, we need to get it in the form y equals mx plus c. So my first step is to take 3x from both sides, and then if I divide by 2, I've got the equation in the form y equals mx plus c, and this value here is the gradient of the line. Going through that process picks you up the first of 5 marks. We know now that the line that has points P and Q on it, we know that the gradient of that line, if I call it M1, multiplied by the gradient of the perpendicular line, -3/2, has to equal -1. Showing the examiner you know that fact gets you the second mark. So -1 divided by -3/2 will be 2/3. Now, the next thing you need to know is that we now know the gradient of the line PQ is going to be 2/3. You now need to know the formula to work out the gradient. So the formula for this gradient, which I'm calling M1, is rise over run. I'm going to move over here to get a bit more space. So rise means the difference in the y values. So I'm going to have 4 minus b over run 3 minus a. And I know that equals 2/3. I'm just going to rub out the formula so I've got enough space to show my workings. Writing down the sum to work out the gradient gets you the 3rd mark, and realizing that this has to equal 2/3 gets you a 4th mark. Now I just need to write it in the form b equals, because that's what the question wants me to do. So to start with, I'm going to multiply both sides. So I've got 4 minus b equals 2/3 of 3 minus a. So if I just expand this bracket, 2/3 of 3 is 2, and 2/3 of minus a is minus 2/3 of a. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So 2 take 4 is -2, minus 2/3 of a. The question wants it in terms for an expression for b. I've got minus b here, so I multiply both sides by -1. So b is 2 plus 2/3 of a. Or you could have 2/3 of a plus 2, that's absolutely fine. And you've got your 5th mark.